Hi there, and I'll be looking today at three of the most major streaming platforms for an audiophile. So which ones give you the best music quality, but also which ones functionally give you the more breadth of music. So the three I'll be comparing will be Spotify, Tidal and Amazon Music. I'm considering the main three according to number of subscribers and listeners. Simple, what is a streaming platform? Streaming platform is obviously the ability that you pay a monthly fee, and therefore from there you're able to stream, once you've got an internet connection, music to your phone or to another device. You can also within your phone or tablet download the music so that you can listen to it offline as well. Now for audiophiles out there, obviously the important fact is, what is the quality of the music like that's being offered to you? Now, a word of warning is obviously it depends on the device that you have in terms of the quality of the music. So let's look at all three and the pros and cons. So in terms of costs, Spotify, Tidal and Amazon all offer in some way a family package. So if you wanted to have more than one person listening at the same time. In most cases, Spotify will work on pretty much everything. Amazon and Tidal are pretty much equal in terms of what they can work on. Amazon, as you'd expect, usually will work effectively only on their own devices. So Amazon Echo speakers and things like that. Obviously Google speakers, it won't work on. Whereas Spotify will work pretty much on everything. If we just stick with music, and this is where it gets a bit technical and a bit complicated, music is transferred across by kilobytes per second. And in real simple terms, what that means is it's the amount of data that's being transferred through the streaming platforms. Now, if we put just a benchmark, a CD, compact disc, that will be at about 1,400 kilobytes per second. Okay, so that's the standard of a CD. Spotify will only ever go up to 320 kilobytes per second. Amazon and Tidal will both match CD quality, and if you believe some of the websites and everything out there, Amazon will even go up to 3,700 kilobytes per second, and Tidal can go up to 7,000 kilobytes per second. What they both do, which Spotify does not do, is that they have lossless, and what that means is that when Spotify transmit the music to you and stream it to you, in order for them to do that, they will remove a lot of that data, which they would argue you couldn't pick up anyway with your hearing. But with Tidal and with Amazon, if you have the subscription that allows you, in both cases it's lossless, and what that means is that is exactly how the artist wanted you to hear the music. Nothing has been removed in order to get from wherever it's been streamed from to your device. If I look at Tidal and Amazon, Amazon is interesting in which it does sell itself as ultra HD, and Tidal very much pushes itself into that arena. Amazon have gone into that world because they want to try and compete in that market. However, it sometimes can be very difficult on their platform to find out if you are actually listening at that HD level. Give you a very clear indication, usually by the word max or hi-fi, if you are listening to that quality. Okay. Now, word of warning, if you do start streaming over your phone's network and start getting to the point of maybe lagging and things like that, really without 5G, it becomes unlistenable in hi-fi mode. If you have 4G, you do pretty much need to then drop it down to the low bandwidth to listen to it effectively. Spotify, they don't give you any high quality music, but what they do give you is a broad range of music. Okay, pretty much if you picked on any artist, you will find all of their back catalogue, as well as all of their B-sides and all of those kind of things. The other thing that Spotify does really well is because they have a large community, they have hundreds upon thousands of playlists. So if you typed in a band that you wanted to listen to and hear, you will find that not only do they have their own playlist, but they have hundreds of people sharing their playlist. And if I move on to that, Spotify, Tidal and Amazon both offer high res. So they do offer high quality music. However, both of them, and I'd say Tidal's probably worse than Amazon, but it's about equivalent. is when you search for music, they're quite limited if you want to really get into the back catalogue of a specific artist. Okay, so if you're into a particular artist or band or genre, you will find that there are limitations. The problem is with Amazon and Tidal is both of them pretty much equally, when you wanted to search for playlists and things, they're quite limited on their range. You will find even with big artists, you might only have 2 or 3 playlists. If you're really into the Rolling Stones, for example, you might find it has one Rolling Stones playlist that they've created, and then underneath there, a playlist for the 70s or rock or something like that. So it won't have a broad range, whereas if you go to Spotify and put in the Rolling Stones, you would find everything. You would have a playlist for the Rolling Stones at a specific genre, a particular type. People have, obviously with the community, created many, many playlists, which is great. And Spotify, that's what they sell themselves at. They may not be the highest quality in terms of what you're listening to for audiophiles out there. However, they have got everything. Podcasts, music, playlists, singles, B-sides, the lot. The thing is, however, the other thing with Spotify that I would say is not particularly great is their recommendations. So as a music lover, I grew up, and please don't judge my age, going to CD and vinyl shops and looking around and trying new music. Spotify seem to, once their algorithms realise the kind of music you like, will just point you to those bands and maybe even other albums that they've done. Their algorithms I don't think are particularly great at giving you a broad range. Whereas, and Amazon's fairly similar, whereas Tidal are very, very good. Tidal I really like for that. Tidal have different, what they call my mixes, which pretty much on a daily occurrence will change, and have a playlist called Daily Discovery. Now Spotify have exactly the same thing, but what I've noticed is Spotify Daily Discovery will pretty much be playing the bands that I've been listening to, and it'll always make sure that I'm referring back to the songs that maybe are in my top 10, 20. Tidal don't do that. Tidal will really play me a broad range of music. That said, however, I'd say probably of the 10 tracks, maybe 7 of them I will discount, but that's not the point. If you are someone who wants to find out new music and interrogate new music, then Tidal can be a really good choice for that. Amazon are very weak. Amazon are probably the weakest in terms of providing recommendations. So in summary of the 3, Spotify, by far the broadest range of music. However, for an audiophile, just stay away from it. They don't do any high-res stuff. There was talk about them doing Spotify Hi-Fi. That has no longer been really promoted through the Spotify app. If they do go into that world, they will absolutely take over the market because they've got such a good range, podcasts, radios, playlists, the whole lot. However, that leaves you with 2 options, if you discount Apple, 2 options of Amazon and Tidal. Okay, now Amazon usually will give you a pretty decent deal if you've already got Amazon Prime and the like. The restriction with Amazon is you don't normally find that you can play Amazon through anything but Amazon products. Okay, so many of the apps out there, the Denons, the Marantzes, even the Sonys, you won't find that effectively you'll be able to stream directly from them. You'll still be able to Bluetooth from your phone. However, if you really get into it, it depends if you're doing that with FLAC or high quality, you may lose some. Tidal, however, is very good. I mean, if I give you an example on this Samsung, they are integrated into Tidal really effectively. Tidal is really being recognised as the high-res streaming platform. The other thing as well is it tells you, like I said earlier on, if you're listening to the music on your phone or a tablet or your laptop, or even through, you know, an amp or something very specific, a streaming device, it tells you the quality you're listening to. And also there's communities out there and self-help in the Tidal environment which tell you how to take the greatest benefit from the music quality, because they want you to listen at that top music quality. Spotify don't. Spotify are your kind of very standard low bit rate, send it via Bluetooth, send it low packet. Tidal, however, want to sell themselves as the high bit rate. And personally, for an audiophile like me, I would always go Tidal. I think their range is very good. I think the quality of their music is very good. I personally, so I use an Android phone and I also use a streaming device, which I really recommend. And what that means is that you know exactly what level you're streaming at. I use Tidal all the time and I really like it. Okay, I hope that's helped. Please do like, please subscribe. Any questions you have, I'm more than happy to answer. Thanks for watching.